Okay, thank you very much for joining. So we've come to our fourth tutorial, and what we're going to do today, we're going to identify, design, and document possible solutions. So we looked into existing systems and how to document them in our previous tutorial. So today we'll focus more into the technologies that are used when it comes to designing and document these possible solutions. So we will have three major learning outcomes. So we're going to use the analysis to identify possible solution to a problem and choose a preferred solution. Then we're going to design the solution using appropriate tools to document the proposal, including functionality and interfaces. And lastly, we're going to describe further improvement. So to achieve merit grade, we will have to justify the choice of preferred solutions. Let me just get our presentation. Okay, so we have been given indicative content. So the purpose of today's session is to identify, design, and document in a possible solution, which involves a systematic approach to understanding requirements, conceptualization solution, and documenting the design in clear and comprehensive manner. So yesterday we introduced entity ERD diagrams, entity relationship diagrams, where we looked into the correlation between entities and attribute. And also we looked into UML and how this how this model is built. Also, in today's session, we're now going to use this process to ensure that the proposed solution will now address underlying problem effectively and meet the need of our stakeholders. So here are a couple of steps that need to followed when it comes to looking into our new solution. We're going to identify our problems. We need to clearly define problems and challenges that are needed to be addressed. Also, we need to brainstorm potential solution or approaches to address our identified problem. So we have to be able to evaluate different options based on our feasibility studies, cost effectiveness, and alignment with our requirements. So we have to now be able to develop a detailed design for our selected solution, considering the appropriate architecture, component, and functionalities. So when it comes to these technologies, we have to use an appropriate design technique and using tools such as UML, flowchart, and wireframes. Once we have implemented our design, we can now document our work. So we can now document our proposed solution with comprehensively to our communicate its design as functionalities to our stakeholders, where we're going to include detailed specifications, diagram, and description of the key aspect of our solution. Also, we have to be able to review and validate. So what does this mean? We have to have the ability to review the solution design with our stakeholders to gather useful feedback and validate its alignment with our client requirement. Once we have now collected our useful data, we can now go with our final documentation, where we have now we can now prepare our final documentation, which is going to include the solution design and is going to be incorporating all revisions and updates. Also, we have to implementing our plan, where we're going to develop a plan for the implementation of our proposed solution. This has to include timelines, resources requirement, and risk management. So on our learning outcome 1, we're going to use the analysis to identify possible solutions to a problem and choose a preferred solution. So as we can see, based on analysis conducted, several possible solutions can be identified to address this problem at hand. So looking into, for example, our assignment brief, we've been given a scenario with different tasks that has to be covered. And these steps can be covered by following what we'll cover in today's presentation. So this solution can leverage various technologies and approaches. We are going to include in off-the-shelf solutions, tailored solutions using application software, or bespoke program design and built for a specific client and context. So there are 4 types of ways, technologies that can be used to solve our problems. As we said, we have off-the-shelf solution, where we're going to implement in existing inventory management software, such as Oracle, NetSuite, QuickBook, and so on. We do have advantages for them: rapid development with minimal customization. So they do not require our developers to work on the application, because it's already a software that is basically a software that we can just purchase a plan and now start working with it. So these advantages will be obviously initial cost of the software licenses, and the implementation might be high. Tailored solution using application software. So we can now develop a customized inventory management system using application software like Microsoft Access or Excel. So the advantages for these could be tailored to a specific requirement on the workflow, flexibility to customize features and functionality, and it is also a familiar interface for end users. Looking at the disadvantages, we can now see that the development time and cost might be higher compared to off-the-shelf solution. Also, the maintenance and support might depend on in-house expertise. Also, we have a bespoke program which can be designed and built for a specific client. What does this mean? We're now going to build an entire application from scratch using a programming language such as C#, Java, or Python. What are the advantages? This can be fully customizable to meet our unique business needs and process. You now complete control over the system architecture and design, and potential for the competitive advantages through innovation. The disadvantages for this high upfront development cost and longer time to market. So because this is an application which has been built from scratch, we now require our developers to build application, and this can be quite pricey. And then here we can see preferred solution. So after evaluating the possible solution, the now preferred solution for addressing the inventory management system is to implement an offshore system. So this option can offer the various advantages, such as rapid development, comprehensive features, vendor support, and cost effectiveness. Now we're looking into designing the solution using appropriate tools to document the proposal. So we've looked into these tools in our previous tutorial. We looked into different type of diagrams. So we have unified modeling language, where this is going to illustrate the interaction between users and the system. It's going to showcase various use and the relationship. Also, we have wireframe tools, where the use of these tools, such as Basmomic, Sketches, and Adobe XD, which allows us to create a low fidelity prototype of our system's user interface. Data flow diagrams, which allows us to illustrate our flow of data within the system, including process, data stores, data flows, and external entities. ERD, which is going to allow us to develop a model for our system database schema. DP-chain, entities, attributes, and relationship. Flowchart. This will allow us to document the logic of our workflow, and also for various system process and functionality. UI design tools. So UI design tools allows us to create high fidelity mockups of the system user interface, and these tools are Figma, Adobe XD, and Sketches. Textual documentation, which is going to supplement visual diagrams with textual documentation to provide detailed description of our system functionality, interfaces, and interactions. Now we're going to look into how we can now further improve our solution. So we can now have additional features and functionality which can be incorporated to address evolving business needs and improve overall system effectiveness. So what are these further implementation? We can now look into enhanced reporting and analytics, where we can now implement advanced reporting and analytics capabilities to improve our deeper insights into our inventory performance, trend, and forecasting. Integration with external systems, where we're now going to extend our system functionality by integrating with external systems such as our supplier databases, e-commerce platform, or accounting softwares. Also, we have mobile accessibility, where we're going to develop a mobile-friendly interface which can be dedicated to mobile application, and allows our users to access inventory management system from the smartphone, tablet, or laptops, and so on. Also, we can now use predictive analytics and AI and machine learning integration, where we can now incorporate predictive analytics and machine learning algorithms to anticipate demand patterns, optimize our inventory levels, and identify potential risks or opportunities. Also, we have the ability of having real-time collaboration and communication, where we're going to introduce real-time collaboration features, such as chats, notification, emails, and so on. Workflow automations, which are now going to automate our work, where we used to have repetitive tasks and workflow, which can now allows us to reduce the time of delivering our service, and we can now speed up the process. So we have enhanced security and compliance. So we're going to strengthen security measures to protect sensitive inventory data from unauthorized access, breaches, or cyber threats. Also, we have our customer self-service portal, where we can develop a customer service portal or online storefront, which allows our customer to view the products, catalogs, place orders, or even track our orders shipments. So to conclude this session, by incorporating this further improvement, our proposed inventory management solution can now become more robust, efficient, and responsive to the evolving needs of our business. So these are all steps that we'll have to be covered in our assignment. So this was everything for today's session. Is there any question from you, Johnny?
No, that's great. Thank you, Victor. If I have any questions, though, I'll think about this some more and go away and look at the slides. I'll drop you a message. So that's okay. But
Okay.
for now, no, that's great.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining, Johnny. And I will see you on our next tutorial.
Brilliant.
Thank you so
Catch
much.
you next week, Victor. Have a good week.
Okay.
Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.